Here we are at First Avenue, on First Avenue in Minneapolis. And the first thing you think about when you go to a place like First Avenue is music, right? Not spirits. But we're here to listen to the spirits today.
An incredibly rich history. Also being one of the most iconic places in Minnesota, it also harbors some of the creepiest ghosts. Now, the building originally was made in 1937 as kind of the state-of-the-art Art Deco Greyhound bus center.
You can see the dance floor. That's actually the original flooring from when it was a Greyhound station. And like the structure, for the most part, is the same.
When it was a Greyhound station, of course, there were stories of some of the homeless people that would come here and camp out and some that had passed away. And you have a very famous legend that takes place in the women's room right upstairs. And we're keeping our psychic, Jodi Livon, out of the story here because we want to see if she picks up on this. But what can you tell us a little bit about that story and the ghost that's known to haunt the upstairs women's room?
There was a woman waiting for her boyfriend to come home from the war, and she found out, she was at the Greyhound station waiting, and she found out that he had died in the war, and she was so distraught about it that she went up to the women's room, supposedly to the fifth stall, and hung herself.
There's a lot of legend. I mean, this building's been around since 1937, Jodi, and when it was originally a Greyhound bus station. And that's about all the information I'm going to give you, but there's a lot of weird activity that takes place on this floor.
Oh.
So I wanted to have you walk around with us.
Definitely weird activity.
And see if we can pick up on anything.
There is a woman, and I felt her downstairs. I'm hearing loud noises. I'm hearing a scream, and I'm seeing layers, almost like there's something clear, and I can see through the different layers. She's saying what they did is they put her over here afterwards.
Okay.
They laid her down, because I am seeing her body laying down. So whomever found her after, perhaps the police came. But the blood might be from her fiance or this man that she was waiting for, but they're showing me blood. But there's also some other stuff that's gone on over here.
Kristen, can you tell us a little bit about what goes on in this location? What are some of the stories that your employees have shared? And Jodi, you said you were picking up on something?
I'm picking up chairs falling. I'm hearing the clanking of chairs.
I've heard lots of, there's one employee in particular who talks about, he calls the ghost Flippy. And it's when they'll be around here, there'll be no one around, and for some reason one of these stools or a chair will just fall for no reason.
We're going to head down to the basement. Kristen, why don't you give us a quick little heads up? What's going on down here?
It's just kind of a creepy place to be. Employees will be down there, and sometimes they'll think that directly above them they'll hear either like cattle or like livestock noises, right. And also dragging, like almost as if there's tables being dragged. But as one of the night managers pointed out to me, there's nowhere above you that there could be a table being dragged.
This was at one time a slaughterhouse, so you might have been hearing some of the residual noises of the animals that were taking place. But yeah, this definitely has a weird vibe. All basements feel weird to me anyway. But
you guys want to go get a cookie or something?
No, let's check it out now. Come on, Jodi, you're the psychic. I'll protect you.
We're just hearing a really bizarre sound coming from the camera, and the battery that was checked right before we started seemed to be suddenly ill.
That's why you'll feel cold spots in some locations, or as an investigator, when we take in our tools, we always tell our cohorts to bring extra batteries. I don't know if they're actually tapping in and they're using that energy, and it's not just batteries that are in your bag. It seems like they have to be engaged in some kind of equipment, putting off that energy for them to drain from. Well, Jodi, here we are wrapping up our investigation of First Avenue. We started up in the haunted bathroom, moved our way into the record room and the dance room, then down to the creepy basement, and now we end up where all bands want to end up, on the stage of First Avenue.
What I love is that usually the stage creates this amazing energy when you're listening to music, but we found all this amazing energy all over the place here at First Avenue.
Oh boy, Jodi and Dave are here. Oh my gosh, you guys, were you scared when this is happening? Jodi, you didn't want to go in that basement.
I didn't want to go into the basement. The rest of it was really cool, but the basement I felt like I was being drained.
Well, like in the battery, you said just went ill. It just was, all the power was gone.
Yeah.
And Dave, I know you do a lot of like things with technology and things. What was the deal with the clicking with the microphone?
Well, when the battery just started to shut down, like we said in a lot of investigations that we go to, batteries will immediately drain. You go in with a brand new powered up camera and you just watch the battery level drop, and all of a sudden it's done in 5 minutes.
You're kidding.
No, so we get a lot of that. And then you'll walk out of that room and you watch the battery level climb back up. Oh yeah. Yeah, we've had really wild experiences doing investigations.
Why was there there a slaughterhouse in that? I don't understand. If it
Well,
was a
at one
bus
point,
stop.
they said it was a school play
Just
yard, then there
over
was a
time.
slaughterhouse, and then they built the Greyhound station, and now it's First Avenue.
So you think the slaughterhouse deal, I mean, that has to do with them people hearing livestock noises, Jodi?
Yeah, it very likely could be that. But it was nasty energy. I mean, it felt like death.
Oh boy. Okay, Jodi. Now, Kristen, who you saw there, she was the employee at
Very
First
sweet.
Ave. She said she hadn't heard anything or experienced anything weird, but you
I
brought
said,
something
not
to
so
her
much on that.
attention.
Well, the woman that had hanged herself, and again, I didn't hear any of this beforehand. I was just picking it up as we were going. She would tap on Kristen's shoulder when Kristen would be alone at work, and she pulled her hair, like very lightly, not mean. She's not a mean one.
Right.
Not a mean earthbound spirit. And Kristen went, "Oh, I thought that was my imagination."
Really?
Yeah.
So she was getting a little tug in the.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does
That's
she
why I
want?
don't have hair.
Yeah.
Never have
It's
to
all
worry
been pulled
about it.
out.
That's the reason. So what does she want? What do you think that this...
Acknowledgement. She wants to be acknowledged. She's there. She's sort of stuck. She wants to be acknowledged.
So Dave, was she happy when she saw you there, do you think? I mean, when people...
Well, who wouldn't be?
yes.
All right,
Especially the
probably
ladies.
not. No, especially in hanging out in the bathroom.
Right.
I don't know. You know, but there's so much activity that takes place there. Like in the record room, they get these creepy noises. The DJs will be playing the music, and they'll hear moans, groans,
no
screeching coming through their headphones. Bands have been out on stage playing, and they'll turn and think that a fan has gotten up on stage, and when they turn back, the person's gone.
Whoa.
So it's a pretty interesting place. But you got to remember, there's all that life and energy in that building, and there's so much going on. And music really kind of feeds the atmosphere. So I mean, if any place is going to be haunted, I think that's a great conducive environment
And
for it.
it seems like places with a lot of history seem to be more likely that you're going to find something there. You guys, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.